power and dominion, seated high above all throne. You are lifted, highly exalted. You are Jesus. You are Jesus. You are Jesus. You are Jesus. You are saved. Exalted you are Jesus. Yes, you are Jesus. King of all creation, Jesus. The Prince of Peace, the Lord of Lords. It goes something like this. Jesus, you are worthy now and ever, now and ever. We declare you worthy now and ever, now and ever. Help me say, Jesus, you are worthy now and ever, now and ever. We declare you worthy now and ever. If you believe it, come on, stand up and sing with us. Jesus, you are worthy. Jesus, you are worthy now and ever. You are worthy. 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 Hallelujah. Somebody give the Lord praise. Yes, indeed, he is worthy. Welcome to Chat with Daniel Dadson. It's a lovely Sunday evening, and I'm so excited that you have made time to join me. How's the week been like? I hope that you have been well and you have been good. It's another time where I bring to you inspiring conversation with some of the very wonderful artists. I mean, for the new season, I will be bringing to you different personalities. So last week we had the amazing Kofi Pepra. It was such a joyous time talking to him, getting to hear his story and all that made him tick or all that makes him tick. Today I have two gentlemen, and hey, it's going to be just mind blowing. But like we started off last week, I have my brother Selas Mana joining me one more time, and in a couple of minutes, he has just a few minutes to share with me some of the trending news from Ghana. So Silas, if you're ready, let me bring him on now. Hi, hello Silas. Hello Silas.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Looks like I'm struggling to hear you.
Oh, well, let's see. Is it better now? Is it better? Silas is struggling to hear us. Silas, if you can. Okay, oh, Silas is going to reconnect and bring to us a trending news. If you have been on, it's been an eventful week, and I know that a lot has been happening in the media space. So let's see. Silas, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Awesome. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm well. So talk to me. It's been an eventful week. What are the news making headlines?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Silas, I'm saying that it's been an eventful week. So, what are the news making headlines? What are the trending ones that we need to be aware of? So, I've seen a couple of new releases. I've seen a lot of news within the gospel space flying here and there. So, talk to me. And what are the top news that are currently on Worshipers GH?
All right. It's been an eventful week, as you said. It's been a trending week full of news about the gospel scene. So today we are not just looking at the gospel entertainment um, um, industry, but we are looking at the whole gospel space. Eventful week of a very trending
Mm,
news indeed. And for the sake of our people from the diaspora who are not privy to some of the things going on, in just some few minutes, I'll just update you on what is going on. So, of course, the news about Lighthouse Chapel stuff has been buzzing over last week. I mean, it's been one of the trending issues people have been talking about as far as the media space is concerned, and some
right.
other things I would like to raise. So, briefly, I would just want to touch base on some of these few things, and then you can take it from there. So now the we reports, from all indications, things from Twitter and all other social media, there was a supposed investigation from.
Oh dear, I lost Sellers right there. He was just touching on some of the news happening within the gospel media space. Hopefully, we get him back. My guests are ready. I'll be going to them very soon, and then we get talking straight away. We are live on TCA Radio in Ghana, Accra, and we're also live on Class Radio in UK. And the GX Radio, we are meant to be live, but a bit of technical situation there, but hopefully that will be resolved. So if you are in other parts of the world, US, Canada, and you are tuning via radio, then you should be listening to either Class Radio from UK or GX or TCA Radio. That's the Christian Avenue Radio in Ghana, streaming from Ghana, precisely Accra. And right here is on Facebook at Danny Dadson and also on Hack TV on YouTube. I have Sellers back on. Hello, Sellers.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Looks like the line today has been jamming up a lot.
Well, we will overcome in Jesus' name. Yeah, we can hear you. So go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay. That has been pretty bad. So I was saying that topics over last week was the issue that had to do with 6 pastors from the Lighthouse Chapel, and that's including 2 bishops, 3 reverend ministers, and a pastor. Um, they have taken the church to and the leadership of the church to court over non-payment of pension contribution. Some of them say that they face trauma, emotional trauma, abuse, and all. So they have since resigned from the church. So this is what allegedly had been trending on social media. One of them had been trending on social media for last week.
Hmm.
So it's a tough call. There are people are taking 3 different stands on this very topic. There are people who
Okay.
are indifferent about the whole thing. Who cares that the hand? There are others who have the crucify him attitude towards the church and the leadership of the church as usual.
Right.
And then there are people who are solidly behind the church and with the these two shall pass attitude.
Okay.
And these are the kind of uh, people I've realized on social media. People are just bashing the church, not only the Lighthouse Chapel International. Of course,
But the
people are
church
looking
in
for
general.
opportunity to attack the church. So this is just an opportunity that has presented itself. And of course, people who are so indifferent, people have the view that, hey, it happens everywhere, whether religious organization or secular organization, these things happen. It's no news. So it will just go away. And of course, those who are church members or those who are solidly behind the man of God, the founder, Darky Mills, and the leadership of the church, they are solidly behind him with these two shall pass attitude, I call it.
Okay.
So I cited a couple of posts today from some prominent pastors, including Dr. Kojo Bempa of the Holy Hills Chapel Assemblies of God, publicly.
Oh dear, we've lost sellers again. As the news was getting interesting, because I know there are a couple of things. There's also been news coming up today about a church service that was held by I think it is the Christ Embassy in Accra, where it is alleged that COVID protocols were not followed. So the police has taken it up, investigating the church and also the owners of the venue, which is the Fantasy Dome. So we look at or we look to see how that pans out in the media space. So that's trending. There's been a couple of releases. I hope that I get sellers back to give us the news on that, hopefully. But let's get into today's conversation. My guests, like I said, are two gentlemen, very fine gentlemen, based here in UK. We started off from Ghana last week. My guests are based here in UK, and they have been at this for a while. Now, today we get to hear the story behind their song, the story behind what they do, and what we should be expecting in the future. But let me see if we can go. I can go to Silas one more time and just wrap this up. Hello, Silas. Yeah, hello, Silas. I have you back. Doesn't look like his line is stable. So let me pick. I'm gonna pick two tracks quickly. One from my first guest, Joseph Matthew, and then the second one from Martin. This is Chat with Daniel Dadson. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you are sharing, share the stream and let others be part of this exciting conversation today. So we'll be right back.
Yeah. Come on. Huh. 1, 2, check it out. I know you're feeling it. Alright. Yeah, no diggity, no doubt. So hey, what doubt? Let me hear you all shout. Hallelujah, praise you. We're going all loud. Feeling it. Alright. Yeah, no diggity, no doubt. So hey, what doubt? Let me hear you all shout. Hallelujah, praise you. We're going all loud. Check it. Used to think that I was all alone. I used to think I was alone. Yeah, before I met you, had no one to call. I didn't know I had a legion. Yeah, oh what strength have I found in you? Yeah, my downfall. Nipa bang crying out to you. Umfana na na we. Umfana na 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 we. Do you feel alone with nobody to hide? Yeah. How the next one is gonna come through. Yeah, yeah. Oh, we yeah. Take 1, 2, check it. Microphone testing. Wanna testify, wanna be jumping around naked. Like King David, I'm not caring. You know how we do, my people, what you're saying. Coming through, coming hard, it's marvelous. Cause they wanna come with me, it's glorious. Mysterious with him, always victorious. If you don't know, I'm talking about J-E-S-U-S, y'all. Nobody loves about you. Ufanana, you feel alone with nowhere to run to, yeah. How the next one is gonna come. Don't you cry no more. Come to Jesus. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, we need you. Nobody cares about you. Do you feel alone with nowhere to hide or where to run to? Do you want how your next man is gonna come through? Yeah, yeah. I know of a man. I know of a man. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Wow. Okay, that was Joseph Matthew. Now we're back. Let me see. I have Sellers one more time. Sellers, can you, if you can hear me, let's see if we can wrap this up quickly. Hello, Sellers, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Sellers, if you can hear me.
Yes, I.
Okay, all right. Let me bring my guest on, but before I do that, I have one more track to play you. This is Chats with Daniel. Looks like it does happen sometimes. These technical situations. Sela says there's the CEO of Worshippers GH. He is a digital marketer, blogger, and marketing specialist. He brings me the news every week on Chat with Daniel. Let me see if I have him. Sellers, let's see if we can wrap this up for the last time. Hopefully the link does us good. Oh no, we're not doing that again. Okay, all right, share the stream. I'm playing you this track from Martin, and then I'll go to my guest.
Didn't feature to send me. It's a woman myself, yo. Any boss of me. I can't walk for me. It's an so I don't see. I'm a man to myself. Sassanio to send me. And some of my true. Nanka offer me Corinsani. It's a was Sammy Dino. Try my body. See me my wambo, me my wambo, Eji me my wambo, Action Queen me my wambo, Daddy me my wambo, me ni me feeling na.
See me
Right, we're back. This is Chat with Daniel. Dadson. Now I have all my guests with me and Sellers as well. Sellers, for the last time, let's see if you can wrap this up for us. Can you hear me?
Peace.
Okay. Well, Martin, good evening.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, how are you, my brother?
Oh, brother.
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Mr. Joseph Matthew.
Mr. Dadson,
Hello, sir.
how are you? I'm
I'm
struggling
good.
to position my phone properly. So
Well,
let's see if I can get the laptop working, then I'll use that.
okay, that's good. Great to have you on. And Martin, great to have you. Let me see. I still have Stelas on the at the background. Let me see if I can get him on one last time, and then we can get onto our conversation. Hello, Stelas. Stelas, if you can hear me, if you can wrap the news up for us, that would be great.
Okay, all right, Mr. Dadson, thanks again.
Oh, okay. That's quite right. So, um,
Yeah.
Okay, I hope everyone can hear me. So let me quickly do a wrapping up as far as the gospel news is concerned from outside of the world. I mean Ghana. So over the week, there were actually two major topics trending in the gospel music industry. I mean, in this case, the gospel news. The bigger space of gospel.
wow, looks like the network wouldn't help us. Silas is a gospel blogger, a digital marketer, and a singer. He is in charge of Worshippers GH. So I'm sure you can go to if you visit worshippersgh.com, you get to read all the news that are trending in the gospel space. So good evening, gentlemen. Martin, you look tired.
Really tired.
But hey, great to have you guys on. I mean, it's been a while since I last caught up with you two, and I've been looking forward to this actually, just to engage with you. You see that I was telling somebody that I your trends are very unique, and I would love to just understand the inspiration behind it and understand your journey and a lot more. So um Joseph, I'm gonna start with you. um let me start with you. So Joseph Matthew, I mean, I'm sure when I advertised Joseph Matthew, if I hadn't brought your picture, somebody would have been expecting some white dude, man.
Why do that? Yo, Joe, your microphone.
Your microphone, I can you're muted.
Sorry, is that better?
Yeah, we can hear you now. So
Yeah.
I was
Um,
saying that
why do you think people would be expecting a white boy?
it's the name, man. So because
Really?
we are expecting some Apia Kubi or something like that. You get what I
Oh, like that, really? But you know how it is in Ghana. Some of the tribes have, like, I wouldn't call it so English, but these are Jewish or Hebrew names.
mean? Okay.
They
So
are. It's just the English version of Yosef in our language. If you would bear witness,
hmm,
Joseph in Ghanaian language is Yosef, right? And
yes,
Matthew is Matthew. I like
Matthew.
Matthew,
Uh,
right?
well,
So
Martin is a Kumasi boy, so I'm sure he schooled somewhere near the Mensha Palace. He can tell us.
no, but we have a true Bible and we have names for all, in our language, for all these names. So my name is actually not an English name. It's not a Beckham or Rooney or McElroy or those are proper English names. So but my name is a Hebrew name. It's a name you can get in every language. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
in Islam, you get Musa for Moses, you get Joseph in Islam, and
right,
you can get
we alone.
Matthew as well. So yeah, just to clarify
Right.
that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But so I mean that's good education. That's good education. But why did you choose both? And both are biblical names as well. So
Yes, yes.
normally you would hear maybe a Joseph, and then there will be a
Yeah,
different name, like a family name. So these look like two Christian names, I should put it. So
yeah, yeah.
talk to me. I mean,
I mean,
was that a name from birth?
yes, my dad is Robert Matthew.
Okay.
Um, and that's from my granddad, who's my dad is a Robert Matthew Jr. and
Right.
I'm Joseph Matthew.
Oh,
So
awesome.
it's a family thing.
It's a family thing. It's a
Family
family.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
So,
I
mm,
mean, my mom from the Fanti side, my mom is also Sam. She's Victoria Sam. So
oh,
if yeah,
okay.
so
So
it's like you. It's like you. You're Dadson, man. What's Daniel Dadson?
oh,
Huh?
I have Kweku somewhere in the middle.
So if that makes it on there, then I have Nana somewhere in there. I'm
Oh,
Nana Yao Matthew.
Nana Yamati. Martin, I don't know whether you told the same line though, but since we have started on the names bit, let me come to you, Martin Apia Faye. So
Yeah.
tell me a little background to the name, and let's see, is your name connected to
Right.
something biblical as well?
No, 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 no. My surname is my dad's, and he's from the Bono, Afro.
Okay,
So it's Fei, not Fei, Fei,
Fei,
right?
Fei.
right,
So
right.
yeah, and the Martin was after a friend of his in Austria. So mine is not
Oh,
biblical.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, good. Let's get to the music bit. Joseph, let me start with you. Let me start off with you. We've I think a couple of years back, precisely like about, was it 3 years that you released your first single?
4 years ago.
Four
Hallelujah
years
was put in 2018.
That was, yeah, you burst into the scene, and it was very different with quite classy music video, very very exciting,
Yeah.
and it got a lot of people talking. I was like, oh, okay, who is this gentleman? Who is this gentleman? So
Yeah.
tell me, what is it that really got you to start on that pedestal? Normally, if people are setting off, it would be make inroads gradually and just carry on from there. But you came, it looks like there was a lot of budget into the music video and all the kind of things. So tell me about it. What's the inspiration?
You mean my initial video?
Yes,
My first
yeah,
song?
the initial launch onto the scene was quite punchy.
Yeah, I think it's been a long time coming. It had been coming from a long time. But like for everything, there's always the right time. There's our time and there's God's time. I had no plans to release a song at that particular year, that particular time. It just seemed to have happened. I'd gone to studio with someone to go and record. I think I spoke to you about this in the
Okay,
past.
okay,
And
okay.
and this person had, finished recording and they had a song extra to do. They weren't ready to do so, but I already had my song ready, and they asked me if I would like to, and I said, like I'm not really ready. It's not the time. And then they're like, no, go ahead. So I did, and that was how it started. So even when after Hallelujah, I didn't actually have the money to do the video, so I'd released the audio first. And then the response was great, so I thought, what, let me just do the. So I did the video. I think a couple of months or a month after, and I released the video to that audio. That's how it started, and then from there, I've never really looked back, really.
But how was it received? The initial outing, how was it
I
received?
think it's 50-50. I think in everything, when people are not used to you, when they don't know you, the reception is always 50-50. But I think it was positive in the sense that the song was great, the production was right. and it had come with that classic highlight feel and all of that. So people were like, okay, this is interesting. Like, that people wanted to see what else I had to offer, I think.
Mm. So when you say 50-50, was it 50-50 churchy 50-50 or 50-50 in terms of those who are like the traditional church people were like, okay, what is all this about? And the people on the other side too were like, all right, this sounds like some great music that I can dance to, at my party. And
Yeah,
was people, is
I
it not?
think I think it was more like a fresh vibe to people. I think the people felt like, okay, this is new, this is different. Even though it still has the sort of vibes that they're used to, the rap and I think the whole production was a little bit unconventional, as you put it. So
Mm.
people were a little more like, okay, like this is interesting. Like what's this guy about? What's he got to offer? Really? I think it
Mm.
was more that.
That's interesting, Martin. I mean, you, Martin. I know you have been doing this for a long time, and then Matthew as well, Joseph as well. Martin, you have been doing this for a long time, and but it took a while for you to record. So
Actually.
yeah, now, but tell me, give me a little bit of background into your first outing or your first track, and what actually made you decide that okay, this is the time to go that path.
Okay. Thank you, Danny, for this opportunity. The thing is, I've had these songs long time ago. I've got a booklet of songs. I have songs there,
Booklet.
and yes, and the thing is, all these songs I've recorded are not in the book.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The songs I wrote earlier are not the songs I'm releasing because I'm now understanding what music and a good writer is about. I believe a good writer is a writer that understands what they are writing and singing, right? I don't believe, this is me, my opinion. I don't believe in the writers that are just brilliant that write stuff like poets, right? So they went on the mountains when they're flying. I've never been on the mountain, you know. I write what I've been through. I write what I've seen. I sing what I've seen, and I sing what um, I know. So basically, earlier my songs were songs that were coming from when you're rehearsing and all that. But after a time and after going through some things in life, I started writing songs from what I've been through. So all that I've written, all that I've done, or I've released are songs that are talking about things I've been through. The first song that is Aseda was a testimony. Um, and the other one, the second one was Turn My Life Around. That is the story. So if you play that, I'm talking about me. You understand? Everything in the song is me. And this very one, Amo, is about the results and everything. So everything is about me.
Mm.
I've not started releasing my worship songs. I'm now releasing me. People need to know me before I start telling them about God. If you don't know me, who is God then? So I believe I want to tell people about me, my story, before I tell them about the God I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
On this note, let's delve into the stories. So, I'll stay with you, Martin.
Hey, stories. Yeah.
Yeah, let's delve in because you brought it up. People need to know about you
Okay.
before they know your music, before they know about your God. So tell us. I mean, Martin Faye, who is Martin Faye? If somebody is watching us or listening to us for the very first time, what do you want the person to
So
take away, or how do you
okay.
want the person to recognize you?
So Martin is a guy that's coming from a Christian background, a very God fearing family. But to talk of a God fearing family, Martin was the black sheep of the family. Growing up, I was the type that
I was always taking the name of my family back, and hurting my dad and mom all the time. So it got to a point I decided to, though I was the black sheep, I still had the training, right, as a Christian boy, as a church boy, because we were always in church, boys brigade, youth choir, everything. So I still had that in me, but I was still deviating time after time. So it got to the point that I traveled. I came to England, and I decided to join the army. And I think from then you know the story. So I met
No,
a man of God, Reverend
I know the story, but they don't know the story.
Chief Baptist, Reverend Binding. And he introduced me to his church and was interested in my gift because I went there to sing. So he was like, "Why join the army?" So I left. I was going into my phase one training. So I left joining the army, and I joined Trinity Baptist Church, Slough. So I came back to Ghana. I got a work permit to work for them. And so I started working for them. And Reverend Biney left Slough, and a new pastor came. And that is where the trouble started. Uh, he failed me. There is no need to hide
Hmm.
this. He failed me because he thought he was not the reason why I was there. And it affected my life. But I believe God was doing something new. God was trying to really teach me what life is about because it broke me. Like it broke me. If Danny Uberha for Bayer 5 years, nobody was seeing me around.
Yeah.
I was gone. Like yes. So that is when I started understanding who God is and God's timing and what Joseph was talking about. God's timing and you know who a true Christian is because a true Christian without a test or a mess is a bit shaky. You understand? I believe my brother has got his own test because
I think I met you. I
it's
met
not
you at Slough, Martin. Remember? I think we met first time in Slough.
right. Right.
I,
Yeah, yeah, the
yeah,
first name is now.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You guys are
So
not strangers to each other.
No, no,
yeah,
we
the
know
thing
each other
is,
very well.
the thing is,
Go
I
ahead.
believe my situation actually brought me here. That wall I went through with the church, the home office. It's a lot. If I go into that, we'll finish tomorrow. So it brought me here. So um, it's a bit difficult talking about it because whenever I start to talk about it, I get a bit emotional because even my parents they don't even know about what I've been through in England, and I just had to go through because I had all the opportunities to change my life, but I chose this path, so I couldn't really go back telling them this is what is happening here. So yeah, Danny, this is the summary of the story.
Wow.
It's just
There's
most of it is just
yeah. There is one particular thing I would want us to look into a little bit. I'll go to Joseph and then I'll come back to you. And that would be
right.
the issue of um talented people, especially musicians, who most of the time are back home in Ghana, and maybe they get the offer or the promise to come over and work for church. I'll come to you and we'll talk just a little bit more about that and see what lessons we can draw off from it. But Joseph, so what's your story? I mean, I know most of the time, when you are singing in your song, you mention this issue about story and that kind of thing in your lines. So, so tell me, what has
That's great.
what has the story been for you? Uh,
I
how
mean,
how how did you start actually, and has it always been gospel?
how I started music. Music is it's a family business of mine.
Okay.
Um, I mean, my cousins, Carvana, Anna. That's my dad's side. That's where it's all coming from. I grew up seeing my dad directing the church choir in Ghana, and so we grew up just picking up the instruments. I started playing drums. from a very young age, and then I joined the choir. Before I left, I came to England and joined my mom here, other family members here. That's my journey. It's always been a part of me. I went straight to church, but I wasn't always doing gospel music. I hadn't always started off as a gospel singer that you see now. But I had always been in a church. I was a church drummer. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so I always went to church every Sunday without fail. Even when I was at university, I would travel back to do my drums on the weekend and then go back to uni. But my family had gone through some really tough times, some really, really tough times that um, really, that's when Hallelujah came. So the song Hallelujah is not a happy song. It's actually a sad song, even though it comes across as a happy song. The song is every day as I wake up in the morning, I sing your praises. I'm gonna sing to you, my Lord, because it was a time when I actually felt that I didn't have any help in the country. I just come, I was 13. A lot had happened. My mom's relationship and stuff like so. The home was kind of broken, and I ended up living alone with friends at that age. I was even walking to college at one point from Taunton Heath. Those who know Taunton Heath to South Thames College in Wandsworth. That's a journey.
That's yeah.
Yeah, so it became so gradually it went on for a few years, and then I went to university. That the songs had come, so whenever I was walking back from campus to my dormitory or to my flat, the songs would come, and I would sing these songs, and I'll go and record them. And but so that's how it all came. It came through pain. I think a lot of musicians will share this story. Most musicians, we sing through life events, pain and stuff like that. So like what Martin said, we all have stories to tell. I mean, tell me who doesn't in life? But we are fortunate to be able to tell our story through our music. So that is why you hear some sort of storylines in my verses and stuff like that. Is because like Martin and like other millions of musicians out there, we've been fortunate to be able to share our story through our music.
But you mentioned that you didn't start off. It hasn't always been gospel. So did you? Well, I wasn't gonna miss that. I was not gonna miss that. So tell me a little more about it. Did you record any?
Yeah, I did. I mean, people like Mark Darlington. You know him. He's now managing Reggie and Bowley.
Okay.
He used to manage me, and there's Isaac Okoti. You know him?
Yeah.
Isaac was the manager back then. When he used to be called Hip Life. So I've always been in church. Don't get me wrong, right? I've always been in church.
No. I mean, well, there are still. You see,
So-
let's make it clear. There are still musicians who don't sing gospel or Christian music.
And they go to church.
They are Christians, so that's not the point. I just want to understand how your journey has been like.
Yeah, so those were the times when that was where I had the opportunity to showcase or had people interested in my gift enough to give me the support, to give me their time, to invest in my talent for the world to see at the time. So I was a rapper singer at the time, and I wasn't singing gospel. No, even though all these songs I'm recording now were written around those times, I wasn't recording them. I was rather recording other circular songs. So that's how it happened. And then nothing triggered me. It was just I had always had a heart I knew I was always going to be a gospel singer anyway. So I just got tired of circular stuff, and then I just started doing my gospel.
One more question before I go to Martin. How was it received that time? You were a church drummer,
yeah,
but you were recording, and you were in a conservative church, in a Baptist church. So I know that the Baptists are quite conservative in the way they deliver and they deliver the gospel and the way they handle things. So how did you manage that?
I was almost invisible. I would just come and play my drums, and that was not really my church.
Okay.
My mom went there, so I visited. I was a regular visitor. and I became almost like a member. But I would come and play the drum. But I had my own church that I was going. I was going to Assemblies of God, and yeah, and that they didn't see. Okay, so you see, it's like two different worlds, right? People don't really collide. So you
Okay.
can get away going to do your hip life shows and rap shows, and then the church will do his thing or her thing as well. So I didn't really collide like that at the time. Um, but yeah, it
Hmm.
is what it is. Music is music. I don't think there's any music that is for God, and there's any music that is for the devil, unless you're singing about being bad, and you're singing about taking drugs, and you're singing about womanizing and stuff like that is bad. But there's music for life. There's music for spirituality, and that's what music is about to me. So
Well, music for life, I think is a slogan of a radio station here in the UK. But
yeah,
you know the point that you've just made raises a concern,
yeah.
and I want you to share on this. It raises a concern where um the it raises a concern where the church in general is most of the time interested in the talent
Mm,
more than the person.
exactly.
You understand? So you have a young person, and so far as he's talented, that is what most of the time the church is looking at or is looking for. So
Yeah.
you are there. You, if it's drum, you're playing keyboards, you are a singer. That is it. When you
Mm,
come and you go, no one is really connecting properly into your life to see, oh, what are you up to, what is your vision, where are you going, how are you growing as a Christian, are you having any challenges, how can we support, how is your spiritual growth like, and all that kind of thing. So I mean, talk to me a little bit about that. Did you find it strange that you didn't receive that sort of engagement at that time? Was it strange, or it was just normal to you?
Um, that's a painful part of my story. I think, like Martin, that is where. So it was a very hard time for me at the time, and I would walk as I used to walk to college. I would walk to church and play the drums. I didn't even know the musicians were being paid at the time, Dan. So I would come in. I was so eager to play my drums. I enjoyed my music. I would play, and I would sit and wait for someone to actually say, "Oh, Joseph, take. How are you? Like, well done. Take this." I didn't know how I was gonna get back home unless I hitch a hike, like get a lift or something. Those were the times when we used to jump the buses. We used to steal the bus. We flash an expired bus just to go, hey, and then if they catch you, you get a fine which you can't pay, or
Well,
or you get kicked off the
I hope
bus.
I hope the authorities are not listening.
But it's you want to know the journey, okay? And these were the
Absolutely.
times I was in church, and I thought I was in a church that would support, or I
Okay.
was in a situation where people would care about your problems. Because why would you be a member of a church and not have support? But the problem is because the church has a vision. The vision does not include you. This is the problem. Most churches have their vision. You're not part of that vision. You have to support the vision. This is the problem. So when they're writing their manifestos and their what do you call it? Their laws and stuff, they don't include you as how we're going to identify which members of our congregation is going through issues and how we're going to support them. No, it's not part of it. So unless you are the type that you take your problem to people in the church, no one would really find out.
Well, I mean, there is an Akan adage that says that one kasa uchihwa ye you are boni. So maybe sometimes, I mean, it's a two-edged sword, really. But it's a good point you make, where sometimes there's that challenge there where you feel, and especially if you're a young person who is talented, is very easy to get lost in all these that you are not really catered for and engaged. But Martin, let me come to what I said I wanted to ask you about. So this issue is very very pertinent. That it happens a lot all over UK, US, Canada, Europe, everywhere, where musicians from Ghana would normally maybe receive or be engaged by a church, or come over in that light, and things don't really work out as it should be. So I mean, from the experience, what are the lessons that you think are very important to be learned from that journey? If there's somebody who is possibly considering making such a journey, that I've received an offer from a church based in US or something like that. I'm very talented young man. They've promised me A, B, and C. What are the lessons that you want the person to take, or the considerations you want the person to make before taking such a decision?
Thank you, Danny. Remember, you posted something a few weeks ago, I think last month or something, about is it right to trust a man of God? Was it you?
No, okay. What I posted in the, if I remember correctly, I think I posted a question that is loyalty to God or loyalty to our pastors. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. You
Okay.
see, so so let me come back to the point I want to make. You see, sometimes if we look at this thing we are doing as it's seen like the business side of it, we will fail. So a man of God will tell you, come and help my church, just like Joseph said. It's his church. It is his business that you are coming to help. So if you're not careful, you are helping a man build his empire. So now, back to what you said, the quote you made, or the post you made. You see, if your loyalty is to God, you direct your path. Trust me. If your loyalty is to God and you trust in God, then I was not into God like I am now.
Okay.
I just thought I wanted to be in England. I wanted to join the army. So, and my mom was afraid of me joining the army. So, if the church is calling me to be a part of it, then probably God is speaking. But hey, it was not God. So that's the thing. So if you call yourself a Christian and you don't really want to hear the voice to move, you will take decisions like that. I will never advise any young man just to follow a man of God just like that, unless you trust him. But I don't believe in that word now. If I get anybody to advise, I will tell you to ask the man of God to, if not to draw a contract, to let you know what's really going to happen. Because when you travel outside, we all know about the documentation. Some of our fellow musicians come here with 3 months visa. After the 3rd month, they are stranded. But the church won't say anything about it, because you'll be playing for the church. They won't tell you after the 3rd month, this is what is going to happen. That's what's going to happen. You need your documents to stay. You understand? They don't advise the instrumentalists or the musicians. They just bring them in just to support. So look at this. If you come from Africa to this place and you're helping a church, and your documents are not working, or it's expired, the position you stand at that point, you become vulnerable and you serve like a needy. So it's like the church will use you. If you're not smart, by the time you realize age will catch you and you'll be late in life. I have experienced this, and I'm telling you, if I get opportunity to speak to anybody, I'll tell them, if there is no contract to show you how you're going to climb, or what point are you going to get to from this visa you're going for, I'll tell you not to come. Because hey, to get into this place and start working for your documents yourself, Danny, oh my God. It's not a good thing. Danny, let me tell you a story. You
Tell
know,
me.
I was detained for a month because of Trinity Baptist. Joseph, you see, you don't know. And they don't tell the
Me,
church.
right.
I'm
Okay.
shocked. I'm shocked.
You
Surprised.
see, you are related to the man of God. The church did not know, but the top people knew.
Hmm.
I am here because of Trinity Baptist.
Okay.
Ask me, you know what's happening with me now.
Your Martin. Well, I mean, I want as much. I want to hear the story, but let's try and situate it generally a bit. I mean, keep the name of the church out, but you tell us.
No, Danny. Again, please don't ask me that. Joseph, please
Yes,
bear
bro.
with me. I won't. If I'm going to talk about it, I
Yeah.
will talk about it.
Yeah.
Danny, this is the first time of me talking about this. I don't do it. It's a shame. My parents don't even know about what I've been through. You know what I mean? So I said it to you. Anytime I start to speak about this, it's a bit emotional. It's not like I come to me, my me papa, bro. You understand, Joseph?
Yeah,
And you
bro.
decide to serve a church.
But this is your life, isn't it? It feels like someone is trying to play with you. I know what you mean.
That 2 years. 2 years, Minister Sonny Badu. That time I was with Minister Sonny Badu. 2 years, church, no lawyer say or them application. I paid for it myself. That time I was not working. It was so difficult. 2 years. Minister Sonny say, "Anki yebeko Ghana." So from the bus, or to me catch him say, "Not Pastor Baini, the Oba, Martin, you're not praying well. Intina and your man home office." Joseph, can you imagine? Say, not the money done fee. He had not submitted my application. So I was there, and the home office wrote to me, asking me, say, they've submitted. They sent me my sponsorship certificate number. Why haven't I applied? I want to be who said my application in call. And I went to Papa, a Pastor King. Say, yo, you know something? One can't chop up on some family, your mama in coffee. And he lied in front of them, and I told him he's a liar. And look at what happened. So now, Joseph, or say he will do the application. And wrong, or she fake application. One for application fee and all that. May call home office sign. Listen, may call him detaining me. Do you know the funny thing? I was in detention for a month. Meaning high blood pressure because of that. Can you imagine? I came out of detention. Sorry for now. Do you know what he was telling the church members? Me call nightclub. And I'm a normal son of police, major police for shame.
Wow.
Wow. So, Martin, Charlie, I know it's a difficult story. Now, you made a statement, when you hadn't given the details before, but you made a statement about the God factor in all these very challenging times that you went through. So, I mean, tell me how, you believe that God used this very, very challenge to work in your favor, because that's what scripture says, right? That all things work together for good to them that love God and are called according to his purpose. Of course, you are a minister, you are God's servant, you are his minister. God has called you to do something. So tell me how this worked at the end of the day, for your good.
You see, Danny, when you've been disappointed by a pastor, a man of God, it's so difficult. It's different from being disappointed by a friend, a wife, or family. But when you're disappointed by a man of God, it's so difficult, Danny. At a point for years, let me see. I sorry then. Hey, Danny. You see, so when
did you feel like maybe God had disappointed you?
No. God can never disappoint me. My faith in God there is solid, but my faith in man and church, because I had that experience. Danny, sorry, I don't think you even care about what they give you. That is beautiful. Most of our kofi prepare sofoba. if you understand? Some of these people they grew up in it. So and Omunfa experience Bibian Sheki when it comes to Sanyo Ibia, which is beautiful. But this is the situation. When also for disappointed and Kebetimi I say life. You chose to work for the church when Naya Famis them joining the British Army. And I said, say, into software by, it would have been beautiful. Because so the thing is, I never thought say God had disappointed me, but I felt say it was a lesson pass. So what do we need to paswa? Because as often they are human. Danny, they are not spirits, they are not angels, they are human. And sometimes they are show mumu bebra. Into the moment they met me, I can't say we rather we supposed to put our faith in God than the man of God. The man of God is supposed to help us build our faith in God. So if and sorry baby na koye enipa we go because of the man of God. Unless set time be a drum one with disappointment, no. You understand that it's not about the man, it's about God. So my stand now, it's never church for me now.
Okay.
It's never a pastor. It's never Danny, mini Dr. Badu, mini boys nananti, Brian ya madam. I've seen these people. I've served some men of God, and I'm telling you, it's God.
It's God.
It's God. It's God. It's God. It's God. It's God. It's not man. I'm
Wow.
telling you.
This chat with Daniel Dadson. Well, today we having one of the realest conversations you can ever have on the chat. So if you're watching us, you should be on Hack TV on YouTube, the Christian Avenue Radio, streaming from Accra, Class Radio from UK, and also on my channel. Now, Joseph, you know what? I wouldn't want to ask any real life stories anymore. But let me ask you about how how you progressed from your first track when you released it. After it was received, was that an encouragement enough for you to go on to the second one, or you at the point you thought that Charlie, this thing I should use my money to do something else?
No, I mean after the first one, it was more like what has life got to offer me, or what do I have to give? After the first one, I knew it's time to just give. And when it's time for me to die, I would be very happy knowing that I used my gift and not dying full. I want to die empty. I want to die knowing that I tried and I did what, and I did, and I used my gift. I mean, sometimes I kind of put myself in the future, say I'm 70, 80 years old and I'm looking back, and what would I want to have been able to have done it? And I don't think it would be buying houses, and I don't think it would be having a lot of money and all of that. I think it would be being able to know that my kids will grow up and come and see that this is what daddy did, and it's not a house, and it's not daddy left us with a lot of money. Is that, oh, my dad had this gift and he actually used it. So for me, it was enough. It was enough for me to move on to the next one. I didn't really care about how people received it. Not that I didn't care about. That was not the motivation. Yeah. Of course, when I release a song, I want people to accept it. I want people to like it and enjoy it. But the motivation was, there's too much in this guy that needs to come out. It's not only music. I am from a ministerial home. I am from an Episcopal family. My granddad was a pastor. My dad is a pastor. And I feel like the mantle is on us now. I'm not necessarily going to pick up a microphone and preach. You don't know. Maybe that's a call. But for now, is what's in here that needs to come out. That's all I care about right now. And that was the motivation at the time. So after Hallelujah, it was like, we've got the songs. Like Martin is saying, the songs he's even recording now, it's not the songs that he intends to release. See, that's how
Okay.
it is, and many musicians will share that because sometimes money is an obstacle. Sometimes having the support to be able to do what you need to do is an obstacle. But it does not change the fact that you have something burning inside that needs to come out.
Mm. So let me ask this. I mean, the two of you are based here in UK, and like a lot of new artists who are based in who are based abroad, like UK, US, and how do you promote your songs? How do you get the music out there in the marketplace? How do you get the general public to appreciate and push the song, and what are the challenges? I may know some of them because I work in the space, but I want to find out, the peculiar ones that the two of you face. Martin, let me start with you.
Yeah. So Danny, thank you. So when it comes to promotion, I have not really started promoting.
Okay.
Yes. Going to radio stations and promoting songs. Yeah. For me now, it's just to put my message out there, and yeah, I believe there is a time for all of us. There's a time for only 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
No worries. Let's so wait for Joseph. Pick it up once we wait for Martin to come. So promotion. I know that you've done a couple of stuff. I know you push in Ghana, you push in UK. But what are the unique challenges? How are you going about it? How's
It's for me, the challenges are as an up and coming artist. I think that's enough because I'm up and coming.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, I think under that's the heading, but under that, it's not easy trying to win over people who are already in love with artists who have been in the game for years, who people are used. Like I'm sure when you listen to music, you don't go listening to latest up and coming musicians. You go back in time and you
Yeah.
listen to old songs. That's how we are as people. So coming and winning over these minds and these hearts, it would take time. So for me, that's been the main challenge. But apart from that, the response to my song, it's different. It's been good. People are
Very
like,
good.
okay, yeah, people are like, this is different. And that was the response I kind of wanted, not for them to like me, but I really wanted them to see the message I was trying to send, that I am different and I'm good. This is how I'm going to do gospel music. I am unconventional. I'm not going to just be like Martin Faye. I'm not going to be like Mr. Daniel Dadson with this Hillsong style of worship song. That's not me. I am bringing the gift that the Bible says, go into the word and learn and bring it back. I was a rapper, hip life artist. I'm mixing that with my gospel vibes. And I think that's how I've created my sound. I'm very happy with it. I like it, and I'm sticking with it. It is what it is. It's gospel music.
Right. So it's more like when you get into onto the unbeliever, you become like one so that you may win that person unto Christ.
Exactly.
That's interesting. I mean I've talked about your music video and some of the moves. I was like, woo, the moves in the videos, man. But
We're actually recording something.
Sorry.
I'm telling Danny that we were recording something.
Yeah, we're working on something together.
That's interesting. I never knew. I mean, when it came, when I was putting the show together, and I had to bring the two of you. I never knew that you guys were even working on anything. That's quite interesting. And I didn't even make the connection that in the time past, the two of you might have even been in the same church. Honestly, I didn't even make the connection. So this is the point where we say that this is prophetic. Right. So Martin, you just before you moved, you were talking about the challenges there with promotion. You've not promoted much, so what is it that you have been doing? Because I see a lot of content from you on YouTube as well.
Yes, it's been work for me now. It's been work for me, and I believe, Danny. If you don't produce yourself, it's not like before that you go to Danny Dadson production for them to produce you or sponsor you. So now you need to do it yourself. And doing
Hmm.
music in England is very expensive. You know,
Yeah, it is.
after studio and the videos and all that, by the time you're done, you're around £3,000. I'm right, Joe? And it's really expensive. So
Yeah,
it's
it
like, yeah. Um, uh, and promoting a song now is expensive too. You need to pay bloggers in Ghana. You need to is it Paola or whatever? You need to pay all these things before the songs are played.
The good news before you go on, the good news about Payola is that Mr. Quisienes, who is the CEO of Media Excel, made a statement. It was Saturday, that was yesterday, at a mid press series by the Christian Musicians Association of Ghana, and he said emphatically that the Payola is a demon that needs to be cast out. So yeah, so I mean, he's calling on all and sundry to come on board. That journey of making sure that the demon of Payola is cast out of Ghana media space. So yeah, that is just by the way, but yeah, it's true. You need to have a lot of money to do these promotions. If not, then I don't know. Now it's social media, but people need to know you. People need to know you before your song become accepted. So, guys, tell me about what's the future is like. So Martin, for you now is work, but you're still putting out content. Tell me what the future is like, and what are some of the main changes you want to see as far as gospel music is concerned, as far as um, the church's relationship with gospel musicians and musicians in general is concerned. Tell me what your thoughts are. Joseph, let me
So,
start to you, and then I'll
for,
come
for
to
me
Martin.
now, for me now,
Okay, Martin, go ahead.
I've still got songs that are coming out. I have a song that I'm releasing this month, and I'm not going to stop. The fact that I'm working does not mean I'm going to stop recording. But when you're doing music and you want to do music full time, you need to really have something at the back. So the thing is, I'm not doing music and ministry full time now. It's work now, and I have a time that I'm going to really start to promote and work on um, my songs and start ministry. The thing is, somebody will say it's not your time; it's when God calls you. We are all called. We need to plan. Joseph, if you day there and you tell yourself you're just called and you're moving and you don't plan, our God is a God with plan. You understand? So if you don't plan properly and you're just stepping and telling yourself He will provide, yes, He will, but you will struggle. So with me, that's the plan. There are lots that I'm planning. There are lots that I'm putting together, and with ministry and with the church. My friend Joe Wilson, Daniel Chum, we've got some plans, um, some things that we are working on, annual concerts and annual talks. I was talking to Joseph about a program like that we were thinking of putting together because um, if we depend on the church will kill the music ministry because to the church the music ministry is just the worship team, but
Okay.
the music ministry is bigger than the church worship team because we are ministers on our own, right? So if we are able to come together to show that the music ministry is bigger than just the worship team, I think we coming together will be worth it. So I believe as colleagues, Danny, yourself, Joseph, I think we should be doing this, more to to think about putting something together for God as the music ministry, not for a church, not for a particular church or for a particular ministry, but the music ministry. Our colleagues, our senior colleagues, Joe, the Dr. Sonny Badu Dems, they've done well. They've really done well. I think it's our time to do what we can to support the music ministry too. So
Mm.
I believe the future is really bright if we are able to come together as as a body of Christ in the music ministry.
Mm.
Yeah.
Joseph, you share the same sentiment that synergy is the way to go. Do you share the same idea with
I think so. I mean, yes, like Martin said, we spoke about this a while ago. For the UK-based artists just to come together and have a little movement, to support each other. I think that's the vision. That's what we're trying to do. Rather than try and do individual or independent stuff, we noticed that it's better that if we come together and work as a unit, it will be much better. But for me personally, I think there's going to be a lot more singles coming out
Okay.
um, before an album, even though I have an album in the making coming. I think it's for the journey for me now. People need to know who Joseph Matthew is, what he's about, what he has to offer, my versatility and all of that stuff. I'm gonna showcase that more in my up and coming singles, and then eventually the album. Hopefully next year I'll drop an album.
Mm. Will we be seeing something different from what you have already released, or it's going to be similar, unconventional, but with the message punchy? You know,
You
um,
know, for me, my music is who are you singing to as a gospel artist?
okay,
I'm not trying to sing to other Christians, and I'm not trying to preach to people who think that they know God. See, that's how I see my music ministry. If you think you're too holy and that you're already holy and you're saved, you don't, that my music's not for you. I am for people. I'm singing to the people that we claim they don't know God. I can't, as a pastor, what's the point going to a church to preach, going to different churches to preach, when the people that don't know, or you wake up every Sunday and you go to the same church and you preach to the same people? What's the point? Like, this is the mistake we're doing. So as a gospel musician, why does my song have to be so holy that the people in the other part of the world, though, they feel guilty to listen to gospel music?
that's the first time I'm hearing it. That a Christian song, feels so holy for someone to
Like
feel-
for someone who don't believe in God, you meet
okay.
people who say, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in anything. When they hear a song that starts, holy, you're so holy, it annoys them. They're thinking, I don't believe in God, and you think holy, holy, holy. But if you can get a way to break the message to them that, look, Jesus Christ is the Son of God. And if you don't believe in Him, through Him, you're not being saved. How are you going to send that message?
Okay.
You can't start singing holy, holy, holy to someone who don't. It's okay for that for those who already believe in God.
Right.
We get the message. So it's like we've moved on from stage 1, stage 2. We're already now trying to graduate. So we get that.
Okay.
But for those who don't know what songs are they? Why is Jesus Christ the Savior? Why is Jesus Christ the one that they need to believe in? I think we need to start looking at that, because you can't go and meet someone on the street and evangelize to them for 5 minutes and say Jesus loves you, and they say they don't believe in God. They'll ask you why.
Okay.
So for me, that's how I see my music has to go in a way that people feel comfortable listening to music that is talking about God. Do you get it?
Yeah, I mean, that's very loud and clear. So, just one last thing. I mean, from what you've said, um, uh, what are some of the testimonies that you've had? I mean, have you had in responses where people are like, okay,
Yeah.
uh,
I
I
mean,
think
like,
I think I don't like all these church bit, but I like that.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
have you
I mean,
some of the stories?
2 weeks ago, I was at a barbecue. Was it 2 weeks or a week ago? I was at a barbecue, and someone said, "Oh, that's Joseph Matthew. You know, he's a gospel artist." So the guys were like, "Oh, let's listen to his song," and then they put the song on. And then they're like, "Oh wow!" They're like, "I don't go to church. I don't listen to gospel music, but I can listen to this.
Okay.
You see, I can listen to this because I get the messages there, and the rhythm and everything is something I'm used to. I can relate to that. So that's how you draw them in. See, they listen to they hear the rhythm, and then they're like, "Oh, he's actually singing about God." Anyway, the song is good. Let me listen to what he's singing. See, it's better than going in having a music video that you yourself you look like Christ. You're wearing white from head to toe,
Who
and
said that? Who said that Christ is somebody who wears white?
you're walking through the bushes, the trees and the sun and the sea and all of that stuff.
With your hands raised up.
Yeah, and you're acting like, but you're a human being just like me and you and other people watching that. They feel like, it's like it's for special people, it's for
Right.
certain kind of people, but the message is for everyone. And we need to, I think it's about time. This is why I think Kirk Franklin came and he was abused in the beginning that, oh, what kind of gospel artist is this? And then, but then in the end, everyone can see that the guy wants to serve God. He just wants to do it in a way that he's going into the ghettos and he's going to the prisons and he's going to these places to get that. That's what we need to do rather than try and be so stereotypical and just be like, oh, this one, look at him and look at how he's dressed and stuff. No, it's not about that.
Good. Yeah. So let's see. We lost Martin a little bit, but we just wrapping this up, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. It's been if you're watching us, do well to share this stream because lots of interesting stuff have been shared by my guest, and it will be a blessing to someone to listen back. So do well to share the stream if you have just joined. We will just be wrapping up in a bit, but Martin, let me come to you. So tell me what's you've already mentioned plans for the future. So talk to me about the immediate next steps. You said you have a single coming up. How can people find your music? Where should they look to? Where should they go? How should they engage? How can they engage with you?
Oh, okay. So my social media handles is Martin Faye. My Instagram is Martin Faye, and my YouTube is Martin Faye. iTunes is Martin Faye, and I have a song coming up it was supposed to be out on the 10th of May, but I think we're going to push it a bit, So should I send it to you? Danny,
Yeah,
you can play
yeah, send it to me, man.
Yo.
Send it to me. Send it to me.
We'll be releasing one. It's with Rama Entry this month, May, and the other one will be in September with MOG. So
good one.
Big stuff, big boys, man.
Over Jesus, bro. You know how it's
So I want to assume that all the other songs that you've released are available on the online digital stores, and Joseph as well. If anyone want to engage with you, want to find out more about your songs and stuff, how do they contact you?
It's the same. I mean, I'm on all the social media platforms. Instagram is Joseph Matthew Ministries. YouTube is Joseph Matthew. Facebook is Joseph Matthew UK. Twitter is Joseph Matthew UK. What's the other one? There's so many of them, but yeah, it's just Joseph Matthew, and I would come up.
Yeah. Gentlemen, what is one thing that you want somebody to take away? If somebody chances on this video, and those who are watching us, those who are listening, what is the one thing that you want them to take away from our conversation today? Martin, let me come to you.
All I can say is, put your trust in God and not man. Man is man, and the same.
And God is God.
And God is God. The same way you sleep and wake up, and sometimes you're not feeling well. That's the same way your pastor feels sometimes. So, if you think he has supernatural powers that can change your life. Or actually, we have this, we all have that power. But I will really advise the up and coming and the younger ones to really put their trust in God, because disappointment, that word disappointment is real. You don't need to go through it. When I was growing up, my dad used to tell me, you see, if you don't take advice and you want to go through it before you learn, sometimes you don't even come back.
Mm.
Catch say if you drink, or see you want to drink and say, I heard now with your car and you die. So sometimes it's very important to listen to the ones that they've been through.
Listen to the ones that
Yeah, I'm not
That
that
have
old to
experienced it.
take what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, the word disappointment is real. And if you're not careful and if you don't listen, it can destroy your life. So put your trust in God and not man.
those are deep words. Those are deep words there. Joseph, your final words that you want us to take away.
What I would say is, if God has called you to sing, God has called you to minister, whatever God has asked you to do, if you truly believe that God is the one that's giving you that, then you have to trust that He'll make the way for you.
God will make
I
the way.
think that's what it is. So it's not. Don't think Martin started 5 years ago, so I have to try. Oh, Joseph Matthews got a couple of videos out, so me too. I'm gonna try and beat him and get 3 videos or 4. I think that becomes your fight, your battle. But if you believe that God has given you some songs to sing, then trust that God would also create that opportunity for those songs to travel. That has been I think it served me well. So, I travel light, and I'm not competing with anyone, and I'm trying to pave a path for myself. I understand that, the way I do things will receive criticism because people are not used to that. It's normal. I totally understand that. But I believe and I trust that that's the journey God has asked me to take. And I am doing it and I'm enjoying it. And I think that's my advice. If God
Wow.
has asked you to do it, then trust Him that He'll make that way for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, that's also let me just pick a couple of messages as I have them coming in from Facebook, YouTube, and acknowledge our viewers and listeners. So thank you very much for staying with us, staying with me and my guests. So chat with Daniel Dadson into the second week of the new season. Very, very grateful for your time. So Pastor Augustine Abuaji, Pastor Augustine, thank you very much. You're doing well with Palm TV. I'm sure you have to get Joseph and Martin on Palm TV to come and talk about their singles on the single review show. Hilda Albin, thank you very much. You said hello, and then Elliot Menka, you also came on to say hello. Let's see, we had Lorraine Mispa. Lorraine, thank you very much. You are always on chat with Daniel Dadson, giving us the support. Very, very grateful for that. And Alice Cheba, for you said, oh, okay, that was sad. I'm sure that was in relation to the story that was shared earlier on. Yeah, someone, thanks so much. And a lot of you who have shared your message, and those who have also been sending me private messages as well. Mr. Isaac Lasio, you have been watching. you have been watching, and then acknowledging the message, acknowledging the good stuff that's happening on here. Thank you so much, and also Nana Majuol as well. You have stayed on, and then you've also been watching. Very, very, very grateful for your time. Keep doing so. Next week, God willing, we are back with another exciting edition. Gentlemen, I'd like to say a very, very, very big thank you. I mean, I called you to come have a chat with me, and you know what? You dropped everything of your Sunday evening and you've made time. I know that you Joseph, you are a daddy. Martin, I'm sure you are taking the steps to be there.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
How do you take the steps to become a daddy? How do you take
We'll talk about that back door.
You're taking steps, man. You're taking the steps. Yeah.
Right. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I'm grateful, and then you have a wonderful, and we would come. I'm sure a couple of weeks later
We have to do
we'll
this
come back.
again.
Yeah, yeah,
We have to do it uncensored version. Yeah. So you have to be ready to lose your job.
Listen, I don't know about that. I'm out of here.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dadson, man.
Okay, guys. God richly bless you. Right. So that so those have been my guests, Joseph Matthew and Martin Apia Faye. It's been another inspiring conversation right here on Chat with Daniel. Thank you so much. The Christian Avenue Radio, those who listen on there, and also on Class Radio, GX Radio. Thank you for the chance to extend this broadcast through your networks to the masses of people, and all of you who tuned in via YouTube and Facebook as well. I'm very grateful. Next week we are back, and guess what? I think next week I will be doing the Table of Men edition. So I would have the team, Ninoy, Mr. Kwesi Ernest, Obi Nate, and Frankie Five and the team coming on to have some very, very, very good conversation on what we need to do as far as pushing gospel music in Ghana is concerned. Some pointers you don't want to miss, and especially if you are new, you're upcoming, or you know somebody who has just stepped into that space, you want to tell them to tune in and listen to these men. They have been there, they've done it, and they are still walking the path. Some very good information that will be shared. Don't forget to share the video and let others also enjoy this stream. My name is Daniel Dadson. I'm back, God willing, next week with another edition of Chat with Daniel. That's
Yeah. Come on. One, two, check it out. I know you're feeling it. Alright. Yeah, no diggity, no doubt. So hey, yeah, what up? Let me hear you all shout. Hallelujah, praise you. We're going all loud. Feeling it. Alright. Yeah, no diggity, no doubt. So hey, yeah, what up? Let me hear you all shout. Hallelujah, praise you. We're going all loud. Check it. Used to think that I was all alone. I used to think I was alone. Yeah, before I met you, I had no one to call. I didn't know I had a legion. Yeah, oh, what strength have I found in you? Yeah, my downfall. Nipa bang crying out to you. Umfana na na we. Umfana na 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 we. Do you feel alone with nobody to hide? Yeah. How the next one is gonna come through. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, we yeah. Take 1, 2, check it. Microphone testing. Wanna testify, wanna be jumping around naked. Like King David, I'm not caring. You know how we do, my people, what you're saying. Coming through, coming hard, it's marvelous. Cause they wanna, come with me, it's glorious. Mysterious with him, always victorious. If you don't know, I'm talking about J-E-S-U-S, y'all.
Nobody loves, care about you.